here we are, live. There you go. Hello. I'm going to wait for a moment, allow some of you guys to get in here. I will be looking a little bit to my right side only because that's where I'll be able to see some of the comments. Any comments? This is your time. Say hi and hello. Tell me where you're from. And if there's any questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll be here to answer them for you. Ladies and gentlemen, today I am here because something interesting was coming to me or through me, right? And I really wanted to convey this message. I notice on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everyone is posting, yes, whether you have a brand online, whether you have a product or service to sell online or not, still you are posting, sometimes for friends, sometimes because it's fun, sometimes because you want to have a high profile so you can date better prospects. Correct. So we're all on social media nowadays, and for good reasons. I think social media is great. It opens up so many doors of opportunities, and I am a big fan. I don't like the lighting today, but I'm a really big fan of opening as many doors as you can energetically, so a lot of blessings and bliss can come your way. Okay, so as many doors as you can open, good for you. But today in particular, I'm here because I wanted to talk about your brand online. First of all, when you're branding yourself online, there's two things. Some of the people are branding themselves online, let's say for their business, let's say for dating better prospects, whatever the reason may be, but they're doing it from a place of alignment, spirituality. They're doing it like shamelessly, where it just feels like we do what we feel like, we do what we want. I personally do that too. I will come live when I feel like. I'll post when I want to. I will share what I want to. I will not share that much of my personal life. I do not share my family and friends. So that is how I keep the mystery, right? Because I feel like when we talk about females, females always want to keep that mystery alive and stuff. And this is how you do it. You can still appear online, totally be present, share what you feel like sharing, and yet still have a mysterious flair to your presence online. Okay. And you don't do that by strategically planning and sorting it out and timing yourself and having structures and strategies in place. That way you just stop your growth anyway. And I can tell you a thing or two about social media because I have been using social media for my business and profile for a very, very long time. I have done multiple mistakes while I was sometimes posting maybe with too much of a structure, too much discipline. And I can tell you from a very aligned position right now that the more structured you are when it comes to your social media branding, the more exhausting it gets for you, right? I'm going to be talking about the two types of branding that, in general, what I see right now. First one, I would say, well, it's like the easy branding, like kind of like me, the easy branding where clients come to you naturally. Many doors open for you naturally with a lot of ease and grace. Okay. And then on the other side, you have what I would kind of say the feminine basic content, right? The feminine basic branding. So, how the feminine basic branding looks like: A, it's basic. Second, it's more about, I want my aesthetics to look like this. This is how I'm going to appear online. This is what I want to look like. And this is the colors that I'm going to go for. And this is how I'm going to strategize everything. And these are the timings that I'm going to post on. And I'm not going to move away from this timing. Like, you are so much into the 3D world, the 3D reality, and your content is based off of that 3D reality. We've spoken about reality and delusion in my previous live, which I've done. Was it yesterday? Yes, yesterday. I've talked about the more you play into the delusion, the more better things become for you and the more easier and magical your life gets. All right. The more strategic, disciplined, systematic you make things out to be, the more it exhausts you. The more it's like, oh, I'm not sure. I can't do this. I can't do that. Like, you will be filling up every single hour of the day by doing things that seem so difficult, even though they may be small tasks. But there's so many tasks that they seem exhausting, and you're tired by the end of every single day. Again, whether you have a brand to sell your products or service, or whether you're just branding yourself because you just want to appear online and you want to have better prospects to get attracted to you because of your profile and date you and all of those things. I can tell you from experience, whenever I have done things the hard way, it just does not work. Whenever I have stopped myself from saying the things that I really feel like saying, and something stopped me because I felt like, maybe people are going to judge me, maybe, prospects are going to look at me and be like, oh my God, this girl has no filter, blah, 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 blah. All right. When I was stopping myself from being my full authentic self and present myself online the way I really am, I stopped my growth in so many ways. I stopped the right people to come in my life. I stopped uh, a lot of business to come my way. I stopped a lot of ideal clients to come my way. It's only when I stopped being so strategic and perfect and this and that, and I just spoke my mind the way I want to, that a lot of people connected with me. Prospects came easy, no problem. Okay, that literally, that's like not even a problem. That's not even like that department of life that I've ever had a problem with. As soon as I became me and authentically me. And when you become authentically you, you show up online as you, right? And everything starts to come to you. All the blessings, a lot of money, a lot of clients, maybe prospects, they will see you, right? Because in this day and age, even if you're going to be dating someone, of course, they're going to be checking your social media. And rightfully so, that's fine. Every time, I think, girl or guy, this goes for both genders, every time you want to date someone or start dating someone, you're always looking at the social media profile. You like to have a taste of what they may be like, because of course social media does show a lot of our essence. Like, it shows who we really are, right? Now, talking about, um, let me go through some of these notes that I don't want to like leave them out because I think they're very important. All right, so the difference between the spiritual authentic brand and then the basic feminine brand. The spiritual brand is always going to be, of course, more soul aligned and authentic, as I just said. And then the basic feminine brand is going to be for basic Uber girls that are always thinking about, they have this pressure. I have to look perfect. I have to wear this dress. I have to come across like this. I should not say this. I should not appear like this, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of made up, a little fake. It's artificial, maybe superficial. These ladies put so much pressure on themselves that they literally, this is how their life looks like. They will wake up, do their own thing, whatever, but then all day long it's going to be in their mind how they have to show up online. They have to look like this, they have to wear this. Oh my God, the makeup has to be perfect. Oh my God, the filter has to be perfect. Oh my God, this like, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. I don't think that's like a fun way to live your life, right? Like, I have to look elegant, I have to do this, I have to do that. And then you have like the high performers, top 10% frequency women. We don't care. We don't care if anybody's watching or not. We do not care if, there's like a lot of new followers coming in or not. We just don't care about the hype as such, because we're very much aligned with the message that we convey. We're very much aligned with our true purpose and our essence, and we are in touch with our creativity. The day I feel like going live, I'm going to go live and speak about the things that I feel like I want to. Today I'm talking about this subject, not because I had a discussion with anyone or I heard it anywhere. No, it's just because today I was thinking about this. And in my personal life, I've had this transition myself also. And I felt it so deeply how my content also went from like the basic feminine energy to now very highly aligned, not a care in the world, and doing it exactly whenever the hell I want to. So I've had that transition in my life, and it's just something I've been thinking about today. And like this intuitive nudge comes to me that, hey, you know what? Let's talk about this today. I think it will be interesting, and maybe it could help some of the guys that will be listening to this video, right? So that is what I thought. So let's talk about a few more points here. Another basic feminine brand example would be the basic feminine ladies Uber girls are very busy in the 3D reality. I have to time my content at this time. I have to be strategic. I have to do it like this exactly. Oh my God, this color has to be exactly like that. Like they fall into OCD perfectionism. And you guys know how I talk about OCD and perfectionism. It's not a very top 10% frequency quality. It's like a very low quality to have, like anger problems, you know, OCD, perfectionism, trust issues, not liking certain things, like being like super, super, nagging about everything. Like these problems, like super controlling problems, these are very low frequency problems. Like when you enter the top 10 frequency era, which my course is all about, that if you visit Isha ladyisha.com, you will have access to my top 10% frequency course. In that I have a whole module about this subject, how perfectionism, OCD, anger problems, blah blah blah, these are like the most low frequency problems. And when you live too much in the 3D reality, you become so attached with that reality, which is not so very pleasant, that you function based off of that reality, and then you don't get magical results in your life because you are not allowing yourself to be aligned with your own soul, to be aligned with your inner creative divine self. And when you're not aligned with yourself like that, creativity just can't come out of your system. Like it just possibly can't. You can't be creative when you're not aligned with your soul. You cannot create magic in your life when you're not aligned with your own soul, right? So stop using your brain too much and think about, what does your online brand represent? What are you posting? Why are you posting? What are you doing online? And what is the reason behind it? And then make the whole process like easy for yourself. I have never woken up and thought, I have to look like this and I have to do exactly like this and blah, 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 blah. I feel like people have seen me with makeup, without makeup, with filter, without filter. They've seen me a little bit overweight. They have seen me in my skinny phase. They have seen me now where I'm at my healthiest self right now, touch wood. They have seen me when I have been in depression and anxiety, and that was my norm. They have seen me become fully aligned and grow and grow and grow. Okay. I feel like I have been there. And I think throughout all these years, I have tried and stayed as authentic as I could. But yes, there were certain phases where I also had that basic feminine branding going on, where it's like, my colors have to be perfect, my clothing has to be perfect, I have to look like that, I have to talk like that, and I do not have to say like that. I remember when I came up with these terms like, which I can't take full credit, by the way, because a lot of ladies who would watch me live on Facebook and stuff, they helped me come up with these labels, which was the Uber girls, the Kareem boys. Uber girl came through me, but then when I asked the girls, okay, what would be the male version of an Uber girl, and everybody said, Kareem boy, and I'm like, let's go with it. And the opposite of that was gonna be the rich bitch energy. Sorry for my language. And the male version of that was then gonna be the rich shark energy. I'm a fan of sharks. In Dubai, here in the mall, we have this huge aquarium, you guys know. And I go there sometimes only to observe the sharks. Now, if you observe the sharks, listen to this. If you observe the sharks, right, their movements are very slow. They do not care about the average fish. Like the average fish is not even on a shark's flippin' menu. They don't care how they move. They will move fast if they're going towards a prey. Generally, they'll be slow as hell. They have thick skin, which you need that a lot, by the way. If you're on social media, you need thick skin. I literally get hate. I am on all social media platforms, and currently I'm going to focus a lot more on my YouTube channel. Okay. But I get hate on a daily basis, like here and there, not as much. I think I'm very lucky. I don't get that much hate, but a little bit I do. But hello, it's the rich shark energy activated, the rich bitch energy activated. We have thick skin. What do you think it's going to bother us when you leave hate comments? No. Many times when I was speaking about the rich bitch energy, a lot of girls who had this basic feminine branding online, they were always leaving silly comments like, you should never use words like that because it's just not feminine and it's just not elegant. And I'm like, what? I am the most feminine girl that you will meet. And even if I say a word or two, it doesn't make me any less feminine. What are you even talking about? Stop following these rules, right? I'm going to follow this rule, rules of the books and the worldly rules, the society rules. friends give you rules, they give you rules, all these rules, and then you have a whole book about the rules also, and then that you want to follow those things, but it's taking you away from your own authentic self more and more and more. Does that make sense? You can be very feminine as much as you want, but you can still run a whole damn business. You can be very feminine and still lead a lot of people because you're aligned with your creative self. You don't even have to be a boss. You can still be a leader. I mean, I would definitely say that there is such a thing as a feminine leader. What's wrong with that? I wouldn't say boss because I feel like whether it's with men or women, boss is just like this made up, superficial, ego related kind of title. You know, when you say boss, somebody feels a certain way. When you say leader, it brings out the inner accountability and responsibility. Isn't that so? If I call you the boss, boss babe, you'll be like, yeah, bitch. If I say you're a leader, now that word alone by itself comes with a lot of accountability and responsibility. Please give this video a thumbs up. I think that would be so cool. That would be cool. You might have gotten hate out of jealousy. I highly recommend Maria Alms and you. I highly recommend instead of Anabe and you. I think that's such a negative thing to say. Why would you say watch this person instead of that person? Why not watch them all? Like why not watch Maria, me, Anna? I don't know who else. I have no idea. I'm gonna take a look, however, if I get the time. However, I think everybody's doing a great job. Everyone. Like you can learn something from every single person, and that's just what I think, right? I do not watch much content as such because I feel like I'm always so creative and aligned. There's always like messages coming through me that I want to convey and then talk about all the time. So I feel like I'm always so busy in that creative phase of my life. I hardly get to watch that much. And that's fine. But how about we watch everyone and take something positive out of all of these people? I think that's like amazing. I do not ever recommend anybody to become like a die-hard fan of only one book, only one person. Because again, see, we are talking about you detaching yourself from too much of this reality, too much of the 3D. Because the more you attach yourself with it, the more it means you're just playing by the rules, you're playing by the book. And where's the magic when you're playing by the books, when you're playing by the rules too much? Then there is no magic in your life, right? So I would highly suggest watch everyone. Whether it's me, somebody else, but whoever you feel aligned with, like literally that's your person. It absolutely doesn't have to be like this or that. And that's what I would say. um what else, I had to say something else. How funny is that? Somebody didn't like what I said and they unliked the video, and that's absolutely fine. I think Uber girl energy is just like the last thing that I ever want to deal with, and absolutely fine with that, honestly. All right, when we talk about the basic feminine branding, where I have been myself and how it looks like, as I said, it's a lot of pressure, okay? But there's another thing that it is. You know what that is? It puts so much pressure on your mind where you have to talk about this, where you have to feed into everybody's opinions and views and like engage with everybody 24/7. You make this process so difficult that by the end of the day you get so exhausted every day. It's insane, right? And I don't feel like doing things where it feels so exhausted and tiresome and stuff because again, that's not very magical. Like you ladies need to focus on making their life a bit more pleasant and easy, and focus less on how to exactly look perfect, right? Like let that part be easy. Be authentic and be yourself. Sometimes maybe what is coming out of your mouth may not be very pleasant, may not be like the most perfectly elegantly femininely said thing. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. It doesn't make you any less feminine when you say things like, oh, that's the rich bitch energy activated. Okay, cool. Like we all know what that means and where we're going with that. It doesn't make me any like less feminine. And I think when you cross that stage of trying to abide by all the rules to be feminine, you just kind of cross that realm and you enter into this thing where you just make all the trends yourself. Like you get to be as feminine as you want to be because it's your decision. and you get to be perceived as one because that's just your self image and self perception, right? The way people perceive you has everything to do with your own self perception. So make it easy for yourself. Focus on the things that will make your life more easy, and stop focusing on those things that really don't even matter, right? So that's that. Okay, talking about the business side. Now, here's another thing. If you have the basic feminine branding going on, it's going to be so difficult for you to attract like aligned clients, the ideal client that we call it. It's going to be so difficult for you to be able to do that. And the only reason is that, again, because you're not allowing yourself to fully bloom into the person that you are and really bring that out in your branding with every word you say online, with everything you post online, with how you engage with others online. You're not allowing yourself to fully bloom into your real essence, right? And that stops you and keeps you away from real things. It keeps you away from the ideal customer. It keeps you away from the ideal people. It keeps you away from the ideal man, even. It keeps you away from abundance, right? So it does keep you away from a lot of things. So the more highly aligned you will be, you'll be functioning from intuition, creativity, sorry, inspiration, correct? So if you want, like if you are a coach online, for example, if you want more clients, you have to fully show up as your best self. Stop worrying about, oh, what's coming out of my mouth, am I looking perfect or not, is that person better than me or not? Like all these comparisons with us top 10 frequency women does not exist. I have a whole module about this. It's module number 3 in my top 10% frequency course. I highly suggest that course if you want to watch it. It's all about how you need to get rid of perfectionism and OCD and comparison and all these like insecurity based feelings. These are very low frequency qualities to have. And if you have them, stop right here. I do not want you to function based off of that, because it's going to make your life so difficult and so miserable. Like it gets to stop at some point, correct? And the more you open up yourself, it's like, oh, ideal clients, ideal opportunities, more doors are opening for me out of nowhere. And how magical is that? Like everything is opening out of nowhere. That's like literally amazing, right? um so yeah, if you want more money to show up, more abundance and more customers to show up, you have to do what? The spiritually aligned branding, not the basic feminine branding. Forget about that. Like you are past that stage. It's amazing to do that when you're literally just starting off with your level up journey. But when you cross that realm and like that path, it's like that phase is gone. And then you think, wow, that was like, what a basic phase was that? I'm so done with that, right? Does that make sense? Like you get to make your own rules, you get to show up the way you want, you get to show up whenever you want, and you will be, oh my god, I'm sweating, I really am. This is how hot it is even though the AC is on. Okay, that looks nasty. All right, now, and oh my god, that's such a perfect example. Now if I was to be somebody with like a very basic feminine brand, which maybe I had years ago, for example, I would be so like nervous right now. Oh my god, like my shirt had stains because I was sweating, and oh my god, do I feel anything about it right now? Absolutely not. It doesn't make me any less feminine. It is what it is. I'm sitting at home. I have to, impress nobody at all. Like that's just how it is. Like that's real life. And I'm super chill and like super okay with that. Does that make sense? All good. And this is what happens when you have like that spiritual branding. Even when a post doesn't do well, you do not care, right? Even if you get like a little bit of hate comment here and there, you absolutely do not care, because you know exactly that, okay, all right, this higher self of mine triggered somebody who is a little lower, right? Of course they're going to shout and scream, or they're going to say something. That's just how it is. That's just what it is. Are we going to be bothered about that? No. So if you observe sharks, for example, like I talk about rich shark energy, which is the male version of the rich bitch energy, for example, and they have like thick skin, not worried about the small fishes. They're not even on their menu. They do not care. They're moving slow, then they're moving fast if they have to go towards a prey. That's it. Literally, that's like their basic functionality. And if you have that basic feminine branding, consider yourself like you're in that small fish energy right now, right? And when you cross that, you'll be like in the rich shark energy, rich shark branding. Today, I'm going to, like, these are just like metaphors, by the way. I am, of course, naming it as spiritual branding. And especially this message goes for people that are not just branding themselves because they want to appear more elegant and feminine. That's fine. That's amazing, actually. But this mainly goes for people who have a business online, who maybe are coaches. Okay. It gets to be easy. Like, you decide you want 10K months, easy. 20K months, all right, easy. 30, 40, 50, 100, you decide. You show up as who? You. And that's it. There's no such thing as comparisons. They are doing this, maybe I have to do that. Like, the spiritual branding is not falling for consumerism. It's not falling for the hype. It's just doing what feels aligned with you. If you feel aligned to speak up a certain day, and on the other days you're maybe not feeling it, be easy on yourself, but show up anyway. Because not everything has to be perfect. And I say this because I'm also in business, right? You guys know I am in the educational niche. I am a self development coach and I provide coaching services. I have online courses. I also love to write. I have a book, I have a whole ebook about the high value women, which covers dating, marriage, relationships, friendships, families, even the healing and anxiety bit I have covered, because I wanted to give you guys like this transformative kind of lessons and a guide about the essence of a whole high value women, because we are told online about being high value women is all about just your fitness and then just your clothing. Well, I'm here to tell you that it has, yes, that's just a part of it. It's not that easy. It's just a part of it. Like, there is so much more to that. Yes, the clothing, yes, the fitness, the weight, the face. Yeah, awesome. However, there's like more aspects to that. There's also your emotional, the spiritual aspect, the mental, the way you deal with things in life. Are you comparing yourself with others because you're such an uber girl you can't stop with the insecurities? Or are you just like in that soft, easy, chill energy where you're growing in your own life and you're letting other people grow as well? Because why not? We all get to grow together. What's wrong with that? Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Like, we love to see every single person grow because there's enough space in the universe for every single person to be more successful, to be more abundant, and keep on growing. And that's it. That's all, right? Let me check if there's like few more points I want to cover. I didn't want to drag this video for so long, but here we are, 30 minutes almost. That's okay. That's okay. I really enjoy when I talk at least for like, I don't know, 40, 50 minutes, because I feel like even if less people would watch or more people would watch or somebody will watch it later on, whatever, I still feel like they're going to get at least a push, maybe motivation, maybe it's going to inspire them to take some action, maybe it's going to feel aligned with them and they feel inspired to do better in life. Like, literally, that's my mission. That's exactly what I love to do. Let's talk a little bit about the spiritual branding. That feels more easy, authentic, aligned, chill, relaxed. Clients come to you more easily. Money is attracted to you more easily. You don't fall for the hype. You don't fall for the consumerism, because that's the basic feminine branding. Here on this side, it's like easy, chill, relax, abundant. Yes. People that watch you or that come invest in themselves or want to work with you in your brand, they will be the ones that are more aligned, and they will be the right people. That is why I always say to any, I have worked recently with a few coaches online that have recently just started, and my only tip would be yourself. There is literally absolutely no competition between you or any other coach. In fact, as a coach, I want other coaches to grow even more. Why not? What's wrong with that? Does that make sense? So yeah, on the spiritual branding side, there's like no pressure. We don't even fall for consumerism. Like, there's absolutely no thing that you can tell me online that, oh, you have to get this as well to look a certain way, you have to buy this to look a certain way, or you have to do this to look a certain way. Again, that's for the basic feminine branding. You have to invest a lot in this designer, that designer, show off a lot of logos and do this and do that only to attract more people. It's kind of like, throwing in some, what do you say? I don't know how you would say that exactly. It's like showing honey to attract more bees, right? So that is what happens if you're doing business from a very basic standpoint. You'll be investing so much more than you will ever make money, right? There's people with thousands and thousands of followers making a lot less money than somebody, let's say, who has not that many followers, but they have a real business and they have the ideal clients in their business. They may be attracting more money because they do things from a soul aligned place. They take inspired actions every day that come from their own inner intuitive essence. That's it. Not by looking at others. Oh, I have to attract more audience, more consumers. Yeah, let me do this. Let me show off this. Let me show off this and this and all of that. And let me show off my whole life. And let me use my children also as a hook to get more people to watch our stories, right? Because in this day and age that we live in, stories sell. There used to be a time, by the way, when it comes to like branding, I love this subject so much. When it comes to branding and like sales online, right? I have a course on making sales online, like super easy way. It's called the 10K program. In case you want to check it out, join that. It's going to change your life. If you have a brand or business online, the 10K masterclass program, it started off by being just a masterclass. Now it's become a whole online course. It's called the 10K masterclass. It's all about teaching you the frequency and the energetics of money and how it gets to be so easy because you decide to present yourself the easy way, and money is easy. It doesn't have to be difficult. But yet, the basic feminine branding goes like, I have to buy this also. I have to make this perfect also. I have to do this also. It's more about spending, 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 and less about earning. Whoa. And then you see their lifestyle. It's like earning less, but spending a lot, looking perfect, having all that pressure on your shoulders, but not making much out of it, and then feeling super exhausted as a result of that, right? That's how it's going to look like. And not just in business, your dating life will kind of also look like that. And I can tell you that because, well, I'm a female, okay? And I have been there where I have done like the feminine basic branding. And the people that I would attract generally in life, whether it's friends or even like prospects that wanted to like, maybe have a relationship with me or for marriage or whatever, it was not that quality, right? And as soon as you change that and you become authentic, it's like, whoa, all these like high value or high earning individuals that you would call them, all of a sudden out of nowhere, not because I'm the hottest at all. I think there's like so many more women that are maybe a lot more hotter for sure, a lot more beautiful for sure, but it's just the energy. Like your soul, I always say that, ladies and gentlemen, your soul is going to take you places. That's it. Consumerism is not going to take you nowhere. Falling for the hype is not going to take you nowhere. Having OCD perfectionism is not going to take you nowhere. However, taking inspired actions is going to take you everywhere. Being aligned with your soul is going to take you everywhere. Listening to your gut, that intuitive side, it's going to take you everywhere. I have a whole video about how to know that if it is your intuition speaking to you or is it anxiety speaking to you. And I think that's a wonderful video. It's very educational. And I did that like last week. Yeah, it's like, check that video out. I think you're going to find it very useful. Um, yeah, I think I've pretty much covered everything that I really wanted to, right? Like you guys know, I have an educational platform. So, okay, here's the thing. One thing that's coming to my mind, I have to say. When you do the feminine basic branding, a lot of girls also fall for this thing where they want to show a lot of skin. Okay, some of the ladies will start showing a lot of logos to get attention from consumers. Okay, that's like one strategy. Again, it involves a lot of strategy, planning, systems, all of that. Like it's a lot. Okay. And then there will be the other kind of girl who would be like, okay, forget about the logos. Let's show a lot of skin mixed with a little bit of logos. That's another strategy that they follow, right? And it kind of does work, but what you attract that way is just super low quality. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So what they start to do is show a lot of skin. And now here's the thing with feminine basic branding, how much more skin can you show? Like at one point, it's like a girl, everybody's seen everything. Like, what else is now left? Like, now you'll have to come up with even bigger and more ideas to even get a little bit more attention. Do you see how this cycle continues and never ends, and there is this continuous pressure on you? Whereas if you allowed yourself to build more of a spiritual branding from like a spiritual standpoint, right? More aligned, more authentic, and follow that path with all of your businesses and even in your personal life, see how much more blessings you would get generally. Better prospects, more business, better clients, better opportunities, more doors open for you. Like your life turns magical. You know why? Because you got in touch with your own self rather than falling for logos and skin and blah, 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 blah. Because your authentic self is never going to end. For example, I am in the educational niche. I am a self development coach. I help women develop themselves more and more into finding bliss in their life and stepping into abundance and turn up that top 10% frequency in all areas of their life, one by one. Why? Because I have experience in that. I can talk all about it literally all day long and give you guys that push. And some of you guys don't even need that push. Some of you guys, which I would call the high performers, more aligned individuals, you just need somebody there to hold that space for you. And I love being there for you because I love when people grow. I love when people grow. Like, that's my thing. Like, yes, we're all winning. Awesome. Literally, that's like the essence of my whole content. And now tell me, the more I share about my life or my experience or my transformations or my lessons and my failures and everything, like, is there an end to that? No. Because me as a person, I'm always going to be, until I live, I will be facing things, I'll be going through things. You never know, right? I have to sneeze, sorry. Ah, okay, this happens to me every day. I have to sneeze and then I don't have to sneeze. Okay. Can anybody relate to that? Guys, please give this video a thumbs up. And if there's any questions, please leave them in the comments. I love when my videos are more engaged because it gets me going. So if there's any question, please comment below. Let me know which city, which country you're from. I like to get to know all of you. Um, yeah, I got distracted with my sneezing bit. I was saying, as I live, I will go through things. I will face more things. I'll have more lessons to share. I'll have more stories to share. Does this thing ever end? No. As I grow, my content grows with me. As I grow, everything content jumps with me to the next stage. I do, my people do, my clients will do. Everybody, like there's no end to that. And that is exactly why I love my online courses and coaching programs, even the meditations that I have on the website. Once you get in, like once you join, access for a lifetime. Access for a lifetime. And how powerful is that? Because after, let's say, maybe in a few months, I feel like, oh, maybe, I really need to add this powerful, life-changing lesson and a mastermind, maybe let's say into this course. You will have access to it because you already joined that maybe let's say years ago. You'll have access to it. So do you see how the more I am growing, the more the content is growing, the more the wisdom, the more the education is growing, the more you are growing, the more you are learning. We are all jumping to the next stage of life all together. Like, how powerful is that when we think about that? There is never an end to that. When you're showing skin, there's an end to that. How much skin are we going to see? For example, for bikini models. And by the way, I'm not saying this out of like a place of judgment. I have worked with girls that, are models and stuff like that. You post whatever the hell you want, like that's on you. I'm just here to tell you the difference between when you do the basic feminine branding and then you do the spiritual branding. There's like this huge difference, right? There's a huge difference. And the results that you will get will be definitely very, very different from each other also. In wisdom, in education, things never change. This is going to quantum leap and it's going to keep on growing, going up and up further and further. There's no end to that. Showing skin, it ends at some point because how much more we can see from you? Girl, we've seen it all already. What's there to see? We're done. Does that make sense? Like now, do more extreme things so now you can get our attention. Like it becomes that kind of a dynamics between you and your audience and like people in your life because you give so much, but you're giving the things that have an end. what I am giving. For example, I always like to come back to my stories. This doesn't end. This doesn't end. This is like, take it like my experiences, my stories, my life lessons, my knowledge, maybe my education, maybe my wisdom, whatever you like to call it, right? This doesn't end. You guys know, in back in January, February, somebody hacked into my account and literally took away my Facebook page, and I was so heartbroken about that, because I feel like I use my platforms for like spreading positivity, spreading like motivation, and I like to inspire, and I like to make sure that everybody is growing and doing their thing, right? And I was sad that it was taken away from me, and well, I had to deal with it. But that phase really scared me a little bit, where I felt like, you know what, what's the point of posting? Because every time I take another quantum jump, somebody comes and tries to stop me. And for the whole 2 months, I literally, and that's my mistake, I'm owning to that, I literally took like a 2 months break, and I stopped posting as much. I'm like, you know what, people are just not that nice. Like, what is that? Like, it was just, I was disappointed. And then I'm like, you know what? Hey, wait a minute. One day, out of nowhere, I think I was just sitting. It was nice weather, and I was like, I love the sun. I love sitting in the sun. One of the reasons I like to be between Dubai and London is because we have a lot of sun in Dubai. So I'm sitting by the beach, and I'm like enjoying the sun in my beautiful white maxi with a nice hat, because the sun is crazy over here. It heats you up. Okay. And out of nowhere, I get this idea where it's like, Isha, your mentor worked so hard on you to give you all his knowledge and wisdom so you stay on track. Shame on you. What the F are you doing? Taking a break and enjoying by the beach all day? Do that, but get back, like, get your ass back on track also. That's it. Like, just this intuitive thing. I wasn't even thinking about it, nothing. Just this intuitive thing out of nowhere. It's like, what the hell are you doing, Nisha? Your mentor taught you so much better, and you just got disappointed because of like that one or two people that I don't even know, and they just want to annoy you, because at the end of the day, if you are still like a young female, of course people will always be coming for you, trying to annoy you, doing all of those things. It does happen. But what am I going to do? Am I going to be like basic feminine about it? Oh, I'm so sad and I'm hurt, and I'm going to just do nothing about it anymore, like that, and just sit back and just watch and like stop my own growth, stop me from sharing with the world? Is it going to stop me? Or am I going to be the rich bitch energy? And am I going to be dealing with it like a top 10% women? What am I going to do? What am I going to do about it? That should be my decision now, right? And I have to, every single time, not just me, even you, every single time something happens, yes, take a day or two. Take more if you need to, if that's how you feel like. But then at some point, you're like, okay, girl, this is it. This is where it stops, no problem. And now I have come to this point where it's like, do you know what? I'm so detached with reality, like it or not, that even if any another page gets taken down, you guys know I have a new Facebook page called Coach Lady Isha. I love it. We already have 14K followers on it without any ads, so that's quite cool. But it's also a page that I had for like a long time. It's called Coach Lady Isha on Facebook. So now I have that, and I'm posting. But now I'm so detached that, you see, even if that gets taken away, I am still gonna flourish. Like, what I have shared, what I continue to share with the world, is still going to be here. No problem. It's going to be maybe on this platform, maybe on that platform. There's enough on my website also on ladyisha.com. There's enough on my Instagram. There's enough on TikTok. I'm on Pinterest. Like, there's enough of me that whenever people feel aligned to come to me to get a message, to listen to the message that I have for them, it will always be there. It will even be there for my generations that are yet to come. Like, it doesn't end, right? Education doesn't end, lessons don't end. I think life failures don't end either. They continue with you, and you grow with them. As you grow, your content grows. As you grow, your frequency grows, and it better, because if it doesn't, then that means, well, something stopped you on the way, and you decided to allow it to stop you, and you decided, okay, I'm going to stay here, I'm not going to grow from this point because people are bad, and I think I'm meant to be a failure, and blah blah blah. No, absolutely not. Okay. Guys, please give this video a thumbs up and tell me which city or country you're from. Comment, say something. I love an engaged live. Okay, by the time I get some comments rolling in, I have a beautiful offer for you guys. I will be starting. Well, first, I thought I will do this anyway, but I love to talk about human design, a little bit about astrology. I'm an Aries. I have like amazing evolution Aries videos on my channel. So I thought, you know what? I'm not going to mess up with the rhythm of my channel by talking about horoscopes all of a sudden because I'm very much into the self development niche, right? And this is like personal growth, quantum leaping, top 10% frequency. It's like magical shit that I talk about. And I like to grow based off of that only. So, what I decided, okay, how about I get people to join to my channel as members and then only the ones that are interested in spiritual readings and like spiritual content, a little bit about horoscope, a little bit about human design. If you are into those things, there will be a link in the description anyway. So let me actually write that in the chat and pin the comment because it's the coolest thing ever. Uh-oh. Join this channel. Where does it say? Oh god. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. I don't have that with me right now. All right, whatever. I'm gonna get the link in a bit and I'm gonna show you guys that. Put that in the comments. By clicking on that, you can always join. Anyway, if you visit my channel on YouTube, you will always see a little button on like the top right where it says join. When you join, you will have exclusive access to exclusive spiritual content, more about Aries, a lot about human design. You guys know I'm a human design projector. It is like my mission to be talking about these things. Like that's what I'm meant to do. That is what I feel aligned to do more of as I educate myself more and more on that. And because I've experienced the hardships that we normally get as projectors and I've overcome so much of that, I can say a lot about this. Oh my god, like I can go on all day talking about these things. I am literally trying to find the link for you ladies. Where is it? So annoying. Okay, I found the link. Uh-huh. No, that was not the correct one. What the hell is going on? Oh my god. I think at some point I'll like need like a moderator on my channel or something like this to do stuff like that for me. We're gonna have it at some point. Now is not the time for sure. Um, there's like people watching me quietly but like not saying anything. What's the reason? What is the reason? What's your name? Where you're from? Anyhow, it's okay if you don't feel like talking. I normally get like all these important links, and I have them like in the messenger or here and there. But like this, because it's like a fairly new offer that I have right now, I missed out on saving this link. Okay, I got the link, guys. I got the links. It's coming up in the chat, and there you can join my channel and become a member. Okay, I found it. Perfect. Thank God for that. There you go. Guys, oh my god, that took a while. Um Cosmic. Hi. Hello, Cosmic. I love the username you have, Cosmic Stylist. That's so cool. I'm gardening while listening and checking from the East Coast. That is so cool. How's the weather on your side? Like, please tell us that. I feel like this is like such a common question. I ask everybody, what is the weather on your side? I would like to know. I would like to know everything about it. Guys, I have given you guys a link on this chat. Guys, I'm fairly new to YouTube live, so bear with me. I think it's going to take me maybe 1 or 2 days to figure out a few things that are left. But I have the link now. I'm going to save it to my list, so every time, next time I need it, it's there with me. But yeah, I would invite you to join this channel as a member, and that's where you'll have exclusive content about spirituality, about horoscopes, and human design. Weather is very hot. Are you becoming a member today? Cosmic, what's your name? I'm so happy to hear from you. And is there anything else that I still want to say? I do have another offering, by the way. You guys know I love doing what I do. I'm coaching every single day. And I feel like a lot of other ladies are also always looking to for ways to make money online. Like this is one of the most common questions that I get. Sometimes it's a lot with like relationship, and then the other subject which is very common within my Instagram audience, for example, is money. And I love talking about money, okay? I love money. I think money is like that masculine container that takes care of me, and I absolutely love it. I have absolutely no problem talking about these kinds of subjects. And I do have an offer for ladies who want to tap into abundance, learn about the frequency and the energetics of money. And this is, by the way, this is a course not just for women, this is for men too, who want to understand the spiritual side of money and how easy it can be to call in the ideal clients and call in the ideal customers nonstop, day in and day out. You have business running in the background, and you don't even have to be physically present there all the time. Like it's running, clients come to you all the time, you're doing aligned work, and so money is always there because you're creative, you're aligned, right? You're working from a spiritual standpoint, and therefore your business is always going to only flourish and flourish and flourish. Okay, so if you are somebody who is into that, you have a brand online, you're a coach, you're into marketing, my 10K Masterclass Plus program is tremendously going to change the game for you. I loved creating that course, but I also, while I was creating that, it triggered me in many ways at certain points, especially with the social media training and stuff that it's already in there, right? It tells you all about how to actually spiritually brand yourself online and call in clients with so much ease. Like it's fantastic. But when I was creating that, I was like, I was angry. I was like, why I couldn't do these things before? Like all these lessons that are in it now, it's like why I didn't know this before, why I had to learn everything the hard way. And now I understand and realize, you know why? Because even though I had a life coach getting me through life and making sure I have a very strong standing in life, and that's all fantastic. Like I love coaches and mentors, okay? But it's like why I didn't have a business coach also, which now I do, right? Like now, sign me up. I'm there. I want to learn from a lot of people, and I'm working with like literally the best people at the moment, and I love it. I love it because you always have something to learn from these people. Correct? There's always somebody who's going to know a little bit more than you, if not more, a little bit more different than you. You know, I am friends with many coaches. I am into programs that many coaches. Even though sometimes I may not watch it, but I sign up anyway. Now I do even more than before because it's like one thing or the other, something will come up, and I'll be like, "Whoa, I needed that in my life." Awesome. Sometimes in certain courses, there will be like a few messages, a few lessons. I'm like, got it. That is what I was here for. Maybe I needed to hear this message. Maybe this was meant to be for me. I was aligned with this message. That's why I'm in this course on this module at this time of the night, exact this time. Oh, it's 11:11. This message was for me, right? So I get these um, like this occurs in my life all the time. Occurrences. Is that like a word? Occurrence. Well, this occurs in my life like all the time, right? So I love seeing others grow also, and I fully like support that as well. And if you like to support yourself and grow within your business, whether you're a starter or you already have it but you're kind of stuck in like attracting the ideal client, positioning yourself and your brand online, pricing yourself the correct way. I never suggest underpricing yourself, hell no. it has to be soul aligned pricing. What feels right to you at a certain stage of life will always be different. When I started my top 10% frequency course, I was scared. I was like, this is potent, this is so life changing and magical information. But at the same time, I told you guys, I've had feminine basic branding going on in the past. So I was like, basic Uber girls in the audience, which could be a lot of them because depending on the quality of content I was making previously, of course I attracted a lot of Uber girls. Uber girls will never be the ones to invest in their own growth, in their journey, because they're very comfortable where they're at. And they like that comfort because that comfort doesn't require any responsibility. That comfort doesn't require any accountability. That comfort doesn't require them to learn more about their own self. They like to watch others, but they're not studying themselves, right? This is more like for conscious, high performers, more aligned individuals that are more open to be coached, that are more open to learn, how to tap into the frequency of abundance. Because there is always going to be the masculine side of the money, and then there's the feminine side of money. But then in the middle, you also have the spiritual effect going on, which works now for both the masculine and the feminine, right? So in the middle, you will have spirituality. And it's very important. So when you tap into the frequency, it gets to be easy and super, super magical, like life changing, easy, 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 right? Like the flow starts to come in, and it's like, why I didn't know this before. So anyway, when I created that course, I was like, I'm not sure if a lot of these Uber girls are going to sign up, but highly aligned people will. Well, and so that happened. But where I'm going with this is that at that time, I felt aligned to price it. I think it was priced like, I don't know, at like 600 something, can't remember. And I added more value to it. I know the value of it. I have grown myself also more and more and more. I feel more aligned to charge the right price. Like I am not undercharging anymore. I don't. And I never even um, suggest to my clients to ever undercharge. No matter what service or product it is, you charge for what it's worth. You charge for what you are worth. Because if you're investing in yourself or doing coaching or courses, mainly you're investing in yourself. I am just a tool. I'm just like the middleman. I'm just a source, right? That could guide you and push you in the right direction and hold that space for you so you can grow and flourish and keep being there, right? Because sometimes what happens is certain people have that container like so unstable where in their presence, maybe for a few days, for a week or two, for a month or two, you'll have that kick and that push. And then soon it inflates and then you're back again, normal levels again. And I'm not going to say I try my best because I don't really try. I just keep doing like expanding my own containers and expanding my own like energy that I can contain for others also. So they literally keep going and going. And we always have like this lifelong relationship. Like girls that are into the course to this day message me on Instagram, right? And every time I will add like another mastermind that's already going to be added to the course, they will already have access to it. So it's kind of like a lifetime relationship that I want to have with my, audience or my students or the mentees, I would call that. Um, I loved yesterday's live. Like it was so much interactive. Anyway, we'll try again tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll be a lot more interactive tomorrow. I understand that I'm quite new to YouTube Live, so that's that. It will be very different very soon. I tell you that much. So, yes, I felt more aligned with half the pricing at that time because that's what I thought my value was. Now I know my value. So I literally double the price. It's at 111 right now. Like I doubled the price and I still feel like, oh my god, for the information, for like the lifelong container that it gives people, it's still less price. 100% I know that it's still kind of at a lower price than it should be, but maybe well, I don't know, maybe with time I will take it up more. But if you want to join, you're most welcome to join the top 10% frequency program. If you want to be coached by me one-on-one, you also have a coaching program with me for 1 month where you'll have me in your pocket. So you'll have like a message text with me going on all the time. So I will be like at your not doorstep, but I'll be at your service. You just gotta like message me, right? And you'll also have weekly Zoom calls, like weekly intensive coaching sessions with me. And we can talk about what is going on in your life right now. Let's talk. Let's get you to the next stage of your life within your money and your relationships, because I love talking about both these things. These both things are so interrelated to one another. Crazy. Since we're talking about branding today, let me tell you something. When you improve your own branding, generally your relationships tend to improve anyway. When you improve the relationship you have with money, you become that person that can also contain healthy relationships in your life also. And the reason is, now look at this. When you have money, for example, right, whether it's less or more, we're not talking about that. When you have money, you're kind of forced in a way to be wise with it. You're also forced to call in more of it. You also are made to spend some of it, and then you want to keep some of it, then you want to invest some of it, then you want to save some of it. Like, so that money now has like so many sources and departments and all of that. And you have to consciously like do every one of those. You can't just be somebody who only calls money in but then doesn't spend, doesn't save, doesn't do anything, doesn't use it to make a beautiful life. No. And you also can't be the one who's only spending, 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 consumer, 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 because we have to give into the hype, we have to look a certain way, we have to wear this Louis Vuitton, we have to buy Yves Saint Laurent all the time, blah, 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 blah. But then it's coming to you very less. It's only going out, coming in very less. You can't be that person either. You can't even be that person either who's always only saving. Nothing is coming in and nothing is going out. That way, you're blocking the flow of money. When you're too much of a saver, oh dear, you're blocking money. Money should be flowing. It's like water, right? That's the frequency and the essence of money. It's literally energy, and it's like it flows like water. It's supposed to flow in, but then also some of it flows out. That's how it goes. It's like it keeps rolling for that reason. So when you're too much into like the saving part, then you have stopped and blocked the flow of it coming and going out, coming and going out. Because the coming and going out is where the magic happens. It's not the saving, saving, saving. It's the coming and going out where the magic happens, because you then tap into the frequency of being able to attract more and more and more of it. More and more keeps coming. But then you're also investing it in the right places that bring you more comfort, more joy, that brings you maybe more closer to people, right? When you can help your family members, when you can help more in the society, you're more closer to people. And that's a very noble thing to do, right? So I think of money as a very noble thing. I absolutely have no negative um, like concepts about money, and it took me a long time to get to this point where I have absolutely no like negativity around money. Oh my god, me as a projector, I was deeply conditioned, and now that I have let all those wrong concepts go, because they're all lies, right? They're all lies. So when that goes, it's like, okay, got it, now you have the hang of it, and that is exactly how it's supposed to be, right? And so yeah, that is what happens to you when you tap into the top 10% frequency. It's always the frequency. You always want to match your frequency to the thing that you want more of, right? So coming back to my point, the more you improve your relationship with money, because it does kind of involve some sort of management from you, the more you'll be able to handle with real human beings and have like better, more stable relationships with them. Okay, so your relationship with money has everything to do with your personal relationships and your friendships. When you are bad in one department, you will find that you're also very bad in other departments too, because it's showing us who you are, right? As they say, money changes people. Absolutely not. It changes no one. Money doesn't have power. It doesn't change absolutely nobody. You are the one who has it in his hand or her hand. So who's the one in power? Money or you? Duh, it's you. What are you going to do with it? That's the real question. Now, what you're going to do with it depends on who you are as a person anyway. Money just amplified that. Like what you were as a normal, mediocre person, now with money, you're going to become more of what you really were. You were all of this all along. You have now the power to become more of that. So, who are you really as a person? You can tap into abundance right now because it gets to be easy. That's just your decision. right? Once you tap into the frequency and the energy of that, it becomes more easy and more easy and more easy. And your negative thoughts, the sooner you remove all these negative thoughts from your life, it will be easy for you to brand yourself. It will be easy for you to charge for your brand or service or whatever it is. Generally, if you're, let's say you're somebody who's not into business, I have a lot of clients who absolutely have no job, no business, that's fine, but they're married to really wealthy, like they were able to attract very wealthy partners, they have husbands, they have huge homes and living great, which makes me so happy. That's amazing. I believe that whether you are manifesting money by yourself or not, you still deserve a man that is a full provider, protector, has it all, gives you it all. Yes, 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 yes. Like that's like the norm for the top 10% women. Okay, that's just like the normal optimum frequency where we function at. I know that I personally do not talk about my personal relationships, but I can tell you that even when I was like in the past talking, even when I was entertaining, I remember I had one relationship, and I didn't have that many, by the way. But both the times that I had, I hate talking about these things. I think they're so personal, but both the times I talk a lot about like personal things very openly within my courses, because those ladies are like open, they get it, they have similar life, like we understand. Generally, I don't know how good it is to speak about things like that, but generally I'm telling you that fully taken care of, yes. Like my allowance alone would be 5 figures, and for me it's super easy to attract. Yes, yes, yes. Now a normal average uber girl will look at me and she will judge me. Oh, what a nasty bitch, blah blah blah. But yeah, yeah, I 100% recommend, even if you are entertaining someone where it's like, okay, I'm going to give you my loyalty and commitment, make sure you're fully provided for. Yeah, 100%. Like my partner literally was like, I don't want you to work. And generally, I wasn't even working throughout that time, even though I was desperately wanting to make more content, share more of my lessons, and I always wanted to coach more and stuff like that. But I had to take a little bit of a break because that person would make my life a little bit of a hell, because just didn't want me to work. And I know for some women, that's like the dream. That's great, awesome. However, because I'm a little bit of a creative person, for me it was like, oh my god, I really want to talk about certain things. Like I don't do wrong things. I just like to talk about things. But anyway, I didn't do out of respect. I stopped my growth and stopped making content and stopped sharing the things throughout that phase. But girl, it was never a problem for me to attract somebody who literally, even as an allowance, gives me 5 figures easily, just by doing absolutely nothing. And I am, by the way, when I talk about relationships, I'm not talking about intimate relationships. You guys know I'm a Muslim, so certain limits we always have. I think I can be maybe modern with my education, maybe modern with my clothing because I love fashion. Maybe that way you can look at me and be like, oh, modern women. But no, no, no. I am very traditional. I'm very, very conservative, right? So um, an average Uber girl will be like, oh, what a beat, and blah, 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 blah. Well, you're entertaining a lot of these people and absolutely getting nothing. And the more you deal with like a lot of men, it takes away your feminine essence anyway. Like it leaves you with more trauma, it leaves you with a wounded soul. And luckily, I don't have that problem. I was fully taken care of. And even when I wanted to personally end things myself, we had some, like, I had legit, real reasons. I don't regret that. But it was lovely because I was always taken care of. Like money never has been a problem, right? I do remember that after I ended things for a very short period of time, in the middle I was like turbulence, like what am I going to do, I don't know, blah blah blah, all of that. And even though bless, he was still always like there to support, but I was like, no, if things have ended now, don't, like, now that's it, like, no. When I move on, I like really really, I'm like, okay, that's it, right? I want some time just to myself and like nothing, that's it. And so I think I don't regret that. I think that was the right step for me at that time. Okay. And so for a little short period of time I was like turbulent, what am I going to do, blah blah blah, what. Well, I think within like a month, I think less than 2 months, I'm like, you know what? That's it. I'm going to get back to what I do, what I'm best at. I have been coaching people for so long. Let me get back to coaching. And This time, I have coached, by the way, like hundreds of people, even for free, because in the beginning, as I said, I had the basic feminine branding going on. When you do basic feminine branding, a lot of Uber girls are attracted to your content, and they're never the ones who spend money. Okay, they're never the ones who want to invest with you to learn. They will always be the one who want free tips from you. Give me this course for free, give me your book for free, free, like the freeloaders, right? And that's the energy that now I completely don't even feel aligned with. Like, what? Respect yourself and respect my time as a professional. Okay, what is this? What are we on about? It doesn't happen. It's like me going to a store and telling me, give me this for free. Like, what? No, what? Like, it doesn't even, like, even saying that is so cringe to me, right? But previously I've attracted that kind of audience because I was doing the feminine surface level branding, not aligned branding, not spiritual branding, right? So anyhow, I thought I didn't have any value as such. That's what I thought. So I wouldn't really charge for my time, right? There's one thing where people trade their time for money, and I wasn't even doing that. Imagine, like the lowest of the lowest. How silly. Okay. I allowed myself to be used up for my energy and like my knowledge, right? I also allowed myself to be bullied by a bunch of Uber girls who didn't like who made this their mission to picture me in such a negative way, right? I allowed myself to deal with all of that, meanwhile, not even being paid for that. Now you better pay to even talk to me. Hello, right? Because this is the value that I bring. I bring value in my life, I bring value in your life. That's how it goes. And I only attract what you would say aligned people. As I look at the live right now, it literally says 111. Of course, it's 111. Of course, it's 111. Hi, this is where we're at. Of course, the pricing of my course is 1111 also. The top 10 frequency, 1111. Our live timing right now, 111. Like, what is the time? What is the time right now? Oh my God, it's quite late. Does that make sense? So as you grow, your value increases, your branding is now on point. It's more aligned. That's it. And you stop undercharging yourself. And there's absolutely no competition. I do not compete with Uber girls. You shouldn't either. Uber girls, well, Uber girls will always be competing with you, by the way, even though you're just minding your own business, doing your own thing. But Uber girls have this thing about them. And that's why I always suggest keep leveling up. So naturally, what happens the more you level up, the more easier it becomes for you to not just attract the ideal vibe, the ideal tribe, sorry, the ideal people, the ideal relation, the ideal everything, like magical, okay, the ideal customers, the ideal students, the clients. But also, what becomes easy is that these guys that are not aligned with you, the Uber girls and the Korean boys, and all of that, even some of the uncle and aunties and your relatives and your cousins or your friends or whatever, they will start to dislike you and they will vanish. They will literally, I don't know what's the word. They will untick, uncheck. They will go. They're out. They just got out. You know how they say they exit the chat. Yeah, you enter, they exit. You enter the room, they exit. They can't possibly even stand you there. They can't stand you. They cannot stand your existence and your essence. Right? Now, sometimes it's out of jealousy, sometimes it's their own insecurities, sometimes it's because they're super triggered and they can't even figure it out. Because here's the problem: when you, as the top 10% frequency, enter a place or whatever, you are very vibrant. You have that full on energy, embodied, feminine, top 10 women, career, money, attraction. Yes, yes, yes. Like all the patterns. Yes, yes, yes. Easy, easy, easy. Yes. Hell yes. That's it. Right? Like no question about anything. Yes, yes, and yes. And you attract everything easy, easy, easy. But you enter, Uber girls are like, and by the way, even you may not even be the very well dressed or the hottest or the prettiest. No, many top 10% women are not even the highly pretty faces. Many times you will see Uber girls are a lot more pretty, but they don't have that frequency activated, honey. They do not have that magnetism. They do not have that charm. They don't have that activated inside of them. Of course, of course, in the top 10% women presence, they will be triggered, like triggered highly. Not just because of like beauty or like the surface level things. They can't even figure it out why they're so triggered in your presence. They can't even figure out why they're competing with you. It's your essence. It's like your frequency. Like that frequency is super magical. It's your aura, it's your radiance, okay? It's the inner glow, like that inner knowing that everything in my life is glowing. Hello. Right? When you have that kind of stability and mm, that contentment and like that ease and flow, you're so satisfied, you move so slow that people can't quite figure out why they have a problem with you, even though you're such a nice person, you're friendly, you're all of that, but they still have a problem with you and they can't figure it out yet. Well, now you know, oh, it's because I have the top 10 frequency activated. That's it. That's why. Right. And by the way, now here's the funny thing. When I say stuff like that, a lot of Uber girls start to think, oh my God, my friend yesterday was so jealous of me. That means I have the top 10 frequency activated. No, you absolutely do not. Oh, no. Okay. Top 10 frequency is a very particular kind of work that unfortunately not many people are talking about at the moment, but it has a lot to do with your frequency, with your energy, with your aura, with you being magnetic, okay? And it does involve some inner work also, not just the surface work, it's inner work also. And it has everything to do with you shifting your mindset and switching your identity. And when you have that figured out, now you're the top 10 frequency. Do you see how much work that required? Hello. Right? So don't satisfy yourself by saying, oh, somebody didn't like me that day, so maybe I'm the top 10 frequency. Nah, well, that takes work. That takes work. Okay. It's a very basic thought. In fact, let me tell you something. The top 10 women, top 10 frequency women, many times don't even think that they're fully top 10 yet. There's like, I think there's always something more to learn. There's always something more work to do, blah, 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 which that's true. There always is. Right, as I said, the more you grow, the more your value grows, the more your lessons grow, the more your content grows with you, the more your brand grows with you. Everything keeps jumping to the next stage, and that's exactly how it's supposed to be. And with that being said, I have a comment. Yay! um my close my close family members and some people around me thinks I'm not nice, but actually I'm not mean at all. I used to doubt myself, but now I don't care. I laugh and walk away, and that's great. That's great. I think that's the only approach that everyone will have. The top 10 has the same approach, and many Uber girls will have the same approach also, right? Oh, they don't talk to me nicely anymore. Okay, fine, whatever. I'm going to take a U turn. I'm going to make different friends and talk to them about it. But here's the difference: the top 10 frequency takes a U turn and she's making a change in her life. The Uber girl is also taking a U turn, but she's not increasing her frequency and her level to be able to join in with other top 10 frequency women. She's not joining forces. She's not growing enough to get her to do maybe a business or attract the top 10% frequency money in her life, right? And why, when I say top 10 money, I would always be calling it top 10% money only because there's always somebody more and more and more up and up and up than you. That's just like normal. I literally have clients that I've coached over the years. Some of them had no money of their own, but they had everything because they have super wealthy husbands. Many girls have super wealthy boyfriends, and that's fine. Okay. I wouldn't even like, I told you guys my story. I wouldn't even entertain anybody who doesn't have it and who doesn't want to give me the world. I'm not your person. You're not my person. Please find yourself what is good for you, like gracefully. Thank you. Right. So some of them have a business. Some of them are earning five figures. Normally, some of them are easily making 10K months. Some of them only 5K months, but they want to grow. If you are at the 5K and stuff, my 10K program, join that. That's absolutely going to change your life, because when you learn the frequency, the energetics, and the spiritual side of money, you attract it easily anyway, right? And some of them are doing that, and some are 10K easy. Some are 50K, easy, 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 right? And for some, like 100K every month is like pocket change. And when I hear stuff like that, it makes me absolutely so freaking proud and fucking happy. Sorry for my language. Like when somebody says, girl, that's pocket change for me. What's next? Right. And that's why I will always say the top 10, like when I talk about money, I'll always say top 10, top 10 frequency, top 10 frequency money, because there's always something more than you. You will never really, like personally, I think you never really get to top one mark, because even at the top one, there's another point up than you. Does that make sense? Like then there's like the point 0.00001 also. They exist too. Hello. And I've talked about like the money formula and like all these numbers and stuff, and like the percentages of like your income and all those things, and how they're different for each country or each like region. I've talked about that. I think it's in the module number 2 of the top 10% frequency course. I've talked there about money a lot, manifestations, the frequency, your relationships, and like it's like for the wholesome women, right? What does a wholesome woman have? Friendships. I wanted to cover that. I did that because I'm really experienced in that. Um, Relationships, yes. Marriage, high value marriage, yes. And money, work, attracting all of that to have that life that you really desire and want. Um, all that, because it is a wholesome course. I think it will forever be like my favorite course and favorite offer that I've ever created. I will keep creating more as I live more and as I want to feel like talking about more things. I do want to create something in the near future about human design, because I have been on this journey myself for so many years, and I feel like only now I feel ready after so many years. But anyway, I will be doing a human design course. However, top 10 frequency will always be like the best offering that I have for people to change their life. It will always be like the best course that I've ever created. So educational, such a huge container that within that, the way you grow, oh my God, crazy, magical. I love it. Right. And I want to hear from you. What are you attracting? Tell me all about it. Like your man, tell me. Like your job, tell me. Your own business, yes, 6-figure months, easy yet awesome. Tell me all about it. Like I want to listen to more of such like successful, driven, high performing individuals. And the funny thing is, when I say high performing, I don't mean physically working a lot. I think that's for laborers. Okay, you work in a spiritual, easy, chill manner, like with ease. Like you know how it works behind the scenes. You attract easy, easy, easy. It's something the average person doesn't understand. And then they always be like hating on people who do it the easy way. Well, it's supposed to be easy. What's wrong? It's supposed to be easy, okay? You've worked hard enough all your life. Like this is where it stops. That's it. You have worked hard all your life. You've done jobs, you've done this, you've done that. You've dealt with people who never paid you for your value, okay? You're like done dealing with customers who never saw the value in you. You're done dealing with relationships who never saw the respect and value in you either. They never wanted anything good for you. They didn't want to give you the world. How about this is supposed to be easy? Like that should be your norm. That's what you only should be entertaining. And every person may hate on that, but if you want the best for yourself and you think that you're meant for more, then that's exactly what you're meant for, because it's your decision at the end of the day. Anyway, guys, this was a very long live. I talked a lot. I had so much fun talking about this subject. We did go off the grid just a little bit, and I think I've covered pretty much everything. Yes. I'm excited to see you guys maybe in my next live. And I'm excited to coach some of you and see you guys inside of the course where you'll get all the trainings by me, where it does get to be easy because you decide to. And once you enter that realm, hell yes, activate it. Um, um, Mehek, hi. Okay, now I will start manifestation money so I can enroll in top 10% frequency course. I'm a Reiki healing and doing tarot reading. Oh my God. Yes. You have no idea how. Oh my God, Meg, thank you for your comment, because you know what? Just this morning, I'm like, I have a reader myself. Okay. She is on a distance. We met online, and she is, oh my God, she's amazing. I've had my readings from her for such a long time. And I was just thinking about it today. I'm like, it's been a while. Maybe I need to, just for entertainment. I like it sometimes. I was like, maybe, it's been a while. Maybe I should just get another reading or something. So I was just thinking about it literally today. Literally today. Serena. No, no, no. Her name is not Serena. No, 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 no. Who's Serena? I've heard about Serena. Is it like that female that's on the pages? I think I've seen her Facebook or something. But no, that's not my reader. No, my reader is like a very, very old lady, and she's white. Yes, yes. I think Serena is amazing. Yeah, but she's not my reader. No. But that is so cool. So just that I was thinking about this today. We have a reader in front of us. Hi. I think this was just a confirmation that yes, Isha, get another reading. Maybe it's maybe going to be useful. I like to do this sometimes for entertainment. And yes, you know that when you are a healer, when you do tarot, you know that it's very easy for you to attract and attract that money. Hell yes. Hell yes. And Mehek, before you do the top 10% frequency course, which you will manifest the money anyway for that, yes, you will. But because you're in business, I highly suggest the 10K course because that's for people who are in business online and want to attract more money within their business, attract it the easy way. So there is steps to it. Take the first step. The top 10 is like a bigger level, right? Like there the students are like 10K 20K months. That's duh. There's literally a woman, not one, actually three, 100K months, pocket change. Hello. All right. So the 10K masterclass, that's for the ones that want to really activate the flow of money. That's it. Because you have an offering, you have a service, maybe you're a coach, you're a reader, you're a trainer, 10K program. And it's literally priced at like 444, like less than half the price of the top 10 frequency, which again, I feel like this is also undercharging me like right now. But I just feel more like cool with it because this is literally, I think the price is okay. Like I'm just now thinking about it and it feels right to me. The only reason why is because that course is for guys and girls who are in business, right? And they're somewhere stuck at the 2K month, 3K month. And it's like, how do I fully get to like 10, 20K months easy? Like, what is the blockage? I need to jump to that level, right? So that is for those people that are stuck with their income at a certain stage. And there's a missing key part. And there is so much information and training and the frequency of like making sales online, it gets to be easy. When you do that, then it will be easy, like, okay, got it, 10K months. Now it's easy. Then you get to the top 10% frequency course because then you are a higher performer. Then you're like a higher frequency women. Then 10K is like normal, duh, right? But to make that your norm, you do that training first because it's all to do with money work, frequency, money, energetics of money, spirituality of money, right? So it will be easier for you to manifest more money when you do it through that course, if that makes sense. I try to be nice, and when people know I'm a healer and reader, they try to use my energy for free. Yes. Oh, yes. I've talked about this in the course as well. Many freeloaders will kind of steal your wisdom, steal your energy, steal your thoughts, steal your essence because you are a someone. And because you are a someone, you better be charging highly for that, not undercharging yourself, right? But the reason you're undercharging or sometimes maybe not even charging is because you haven't really figured out your own value. Like it has a little bit to do still with like your self-image and your self-perception and self-esteem, believe it or not. Money has everything to do with self-esteem. All right. The more you go up with your self-esteem, money goes up naturally. That's that. Easy, right? Anyway, I'm excited to see you in the 10K course. I would like to see you guys again live. And thank you for being here, guys and girls. And whoever's going to watch this later on, leave down whatever your questions may be in the comments, and I'll answer them in my next live. I think I will note down some of the comments from this video, and then answer them in my next live. That way I'll have more things to talk about. I like doing longer lives. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you for engaging, especially Cosmic Stylist. Hi, as well as Mehak. Hello. All right, guys. Good night. I shall see you guys again. And yeah, ending this thing. Okay, we end this from here. Look at me, such a freshie on YouTube. Hi. Okay, guys. Bye. And yes. And.